welcome back to Celebrity Institute. I'm Mimi. Today I have Lacey and Antoine on, and we are going to be doing a recap of Love Lockup. And this episode was titled Extras Regret. Alrighty, so I guess we'll just jump in with the first couple, and that was I'll call him Charlie, Chaz, and Branwyn. So I don't know what his name is. They say it's Chaz, but I've heard other people calling him Charlie. I kind of like Charlie for him a little better than Chaz. So if y'all hear me say Charlie, that's what I'm talking about. All right. So we see that Bronwyn is getting out, right? All right. And so Chaz is on the way to the airport to go get her. He tells us that they are actually getting married in less than 24 hours. So we knew that they were going, that was their plan was to get married. Um, Bronwyn, I guess she's paroling. Well, she was in prison in or Oregon or Portland. Where's Portland? Is in Oregon, right? Am I getting it right? Okay. And so I guess to be able to get her to Kentucky to him, the easiest way to do that is for them to get married. Okay. But he's actually talking and he's like, he can't wait to spend the rest of his life with her and all this other stuff. So it doesn't, they said it was kind of a marriage of convenience, but it doesn't seem that way. It seems like he really loves her and really wants to be married to her seriously. Okay. And so he reveals to us that her ex, Aaron, may show up. So supposedly Aaron played a part in her getting locked up. Right. So Aaron's a bad guy. All right. And so we see him outside of the prison. Now, I actually really like Charlie. I think Charlie is a very nice guy. And he's really friendly and maybe just a little too friendly. But he's standing outside the prison. He see another vehicle pulls up, and he's like, "Hey, who are you here to pick up?" I'm like, but the lady she answered him. I don't know that I would have answered him, or at least as quickly as that lady did. She was really nice, and she talked back to him or whatever. And he told her, "Yeah, I'm here to get Branwyn, or whatever." And so next, Jessica and Aaron pull up. Now Jessica is Branwyn's best friend. And so Jessica has her daughter with her, and they have, flowers and a balloon for her. That was something else. He's a nice guy, but I'm shocked he just went up there. He didn't have any flowers or anything for her when she came out. And so that one lady that he was speaking to, she did give him a flower so he could from her bouquet so that he can give a flower to Bronwyn. All right. And so Aaron and Charlie start, they have a little conversation. I don't know, want to say it's a full blown conversation, but Aaron was like, I put book money on her books the best of my ability when I could. I put money on her books. I don't understand why you're telling this man this when you know this is her new man. Um, and then even if you did, how long was she locked up? Maybe you put money on her books year one, year two, before she even got with Charlie. So I'm not understanding your purpose in saying that, but maybe he was just trying to shake Charlie a little bit. Okay, so then we see Branwyn, Branwyn, I think. Okay, we see her actually come out of the prison. She comes out, she's happy, she's hugging on him. We see she's a little taller than him, and she does address that, but she says that's okay with her. She thinks, Charlie is handsome. She says he was a Marine. He plays the bass in a band. She's like, she likes him. And I mean, that's cool. It's very cool. I'm so short that I usually don't date. I haven't dated a guy shorter than me, but that would be a very short man because I'm very, very short. And so, Bran, when she hugs everybody and stuff, and then she tells Charlie that she has a gift for him. And we see a car pull up, and she says that that was her old supervisor in the prison at the job that she had. And so she presents Charlie with this box that she's made. It was a beautiful box. Thought it was absolutely gorgeous. And I love when he opened it up, like the little drawer inside, like slid over. So I was like, okay. So she put some effort and it was nice. It was stained. It had a gloss on it. I thought it was a nice box. And so then he proposes to Bronwyn in the parking lot of the prison. Okay. Granted, she knew that they were getting married, but he actually gave her a ring. He got down on one knee. All right, so any thoughts on Branwyn and Charlie?
I too agree that Charlie is Charlie, Chaz. Chaz is a fan. He's a fan favorite. I think he's super sweet. I believe he got good intentions for her and everything.
Yeah.
Um, excuse me, my throat just tripping. Um, but the only thing I didn't like, I mean, I thought it was cute that he had the rose, but then I was like, now his rose looks stupid. Not that they brought the bouquet, but I was like, whatever. She might just be like, it's still cute. But
Hmm.
so first of all, I mean, I know we don't know Aaron's side of the story, but if he's this bad guy that a girl has made him out to be, and that Chaz think he is, then I mean, the friend to me is wrong for bringing him. Like I would have been like, okay, she don't want you there because she said when she told him he might come, she was like, I don't know about that. That would to me as her best friend or even just a friend, that would have been my cue. Don't bring him with me. If I'd be
Right.
like, he's mentioning he gonna come, so he might show up. He wouldn't have been in my car. So I
Right.
feel like the friend was wrong for bringing him because I feel like that could have been drama or that was borderline drama or whatever it is. It made it awkward for her boyfriend and even for her because you seen when she hugged him, she like barely hugged him. So I'm like, so it was a clue that he wasn't somebody that she wanted to see. So I
Hmm.
felt like she shouldn't have even brought the friend, like literally. But I mean, she shouldn't have brought Aaron. So
Yeah.
um, she seems really sweet. Like I don't know how she's gonna be when she's been out for a little while because I haven't seen any like previews of the rest of the season or anything. But she seems from this episode, she seems super sweet. She was like she asked God for a good guy, and I think that's why like no matter like the height and all that stuff is not bothering her because
Hmm.
she really do feel like God sent for her. And I think he is a good guy, and he probably would be a good
Yeah.
influence. I don't know where she getting that he's funny because I don't think I've heard him tell any jokes. But I guess in 2 years of dating, I'm sure he's told jokes. But I'm like, yeah, he ain't did nothing funny on the show. But I just hope that like this one is real because this is my like we said last week. This is the couple we what I'm saying I'm putting my hope into because everybody else is disappointing me to the fullest.
Yes. Everybody else is toxic.
Mm-hmm.
It's just. Uh-oh. Got
And
a little reaction
I
out of
don't see the
Sean over
point.
there.
I don't see the point of Aaron. So
Yeah. Okay. So Sean, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I was in my own little world. Uh, I agree with Reese, and I agree with you all too that he is a good. He does seem to be a good guy, uh, but he probably told her knock knock joke. You know, like knock
Oh,
knock knock knock
who's there?
orange.
Orange who?
Aren't you glad you're not a banana? You see
Uh,
something like that.
Okay.
That's funny.
Okay. Something like that. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, Reese don't have no sense of humor. That's all it
no, if he was telling knock knock jokes, then she's silly on saying he got good comedy.
is. but with Aaron, the books thing about putting money on the books, uh, I I would have told too that put money on the books. So you'll be thinking that I'm just a bad person. Um,
Oh, you
uh,
think that's why he did that?
yeah, yeah, because like Reese was saying, we don't know Aaron's side of the story. We're only going by Brandon. I'm just call her Brandon because all that W and all that stuff I'm not good with.
What did you say you're gonna call her?
Brandon. I'm gonna
Call
call
her
her
Brand.
Brandy. Maybe call her Brandy.
Brandy. Okay, Brandy. Brandy.
Cause I
Uh,
heard the friend say that.
she
Okay.
we're only getting her side of the story,
Okay.
and
And we have Johnny with us now.
mhm. And from based off of my past experience of watching the show and just
Uh huh.
listening to the conflict side of the story, they always seem to make themselves out to be the good guy, you know. So who knows the
Okay.
whole truth? And he probably the money on the books, he probably been doing it recently, as of recently, you know. So he probably like Chaz was saying, because Chaz was making some good points in his confession. That Aaron might think that he still has a chance with Brandy, and that's probably why he's coming up there to
Yeah.
so and if I was Aaron and I did put money on the books and I thinking that I might still have a chance because obviously she probably still communicating with him, so
Hmm.
he probably came up there. But when she said no, or she had that bad feeling about him coming up, like Reese was saying with the friend. If I was the friend, I'd be like, nah, you might need to Uber up there, you know. And plus, why you bringing the dog? What's the purpose of the dog out there? Said the dog miss her too, but it could have left.
Yeah, her dog probably missed her. That's if
Oh, that
that
was
was
her
her
dog.
dog.
Oh, what he doing with the dog then?
Yeah, I thought it was his dog. Okay.
Mm.
She did go up to the dog. I was like, hey, but I don't know. I thought it was his dog,
Yeah, I thought it was his too, but if that's her dog, then okay. But if
or it
he's
might be the friend's dog.
so the dog and him was real tight because the dog wasn't acting funny with him. So, but the flower thing. At first, I was like, yeah, it kind of looked awkward that he didn't have no flowers and he had to get one from the
A
other
stranger.
person. Yeah,
Hmm.
the stranger, and the stranger was in the van too. So kids don't go to people with flowers in the van. Bad things can happen. But in that case, I wouldn't have. I didn't have a problem with him not having the flowers because he wanted the intentions to propose to her, and he bought a $4,000 ring.
He
So
did. He did.
yeah, yeah. So I was like, hey, big deal. He had no flowers. But once he got that one flower, I was like, yeah, I guess that was kind of cool. But then the friend came up with a bouquet of flowers, and then he had that just one flower. And I was like, yeah, that do kind of look awkward. But yeah, I don't. But I think that Aaron is there because he's going to be in the picture, you know, later on down the road. I think he's going to ease his way in, be making phone calls to her because um, that's just the way we is. They like the drama. And the other thing with Aaron, I just lost it. Uh, yeah, that's it. That's it. Maybe it'll come back to me later.
Okay. Well, guys, we got Johnny here with us. Yay. Hey, Johnny. Oh, for a second,
Hey,
I thought he was frozen. All right. So we were talking about, I'm calling him Charlie because I like Charlie better than Chaz for him. So it's Charlie, Chaz, and Brandon. So what are your thoughts on them?
is that you said Branwyn?
Hmm.
Um, I liked her. She seems genuine.
Yeah, I like her, but I like Charlie more. I think he's really sweet. That's what we were all saying. Like Charlie, he seems to be really sweet. So I'm hoping she's on the up and up with him. But yeah.
Yeah, with the with the shorter dude and the he does. He seems like he's in it for the long haul. She
Hmm.
seems like it when she said that she had prayed for God to send her somebody good her way, and she feels like he was the one. I kind of feel her on that. I think she might be genuine. Um, and that's why she knows that he's a good person and that's what she needs. So
Hmm.
hopefully she's genuine about what's going on there.
Yeah.
I don't see I thought it was odd that another guy was putting money on her books, but I guess when you're in prison, why would you turn down free money?
Right. I'm not gonna reject. I wouldn't reject any money. you know.
Because that
Yeah.
ain't your man. That's why you turn down the money.
But we don't know. Maybe he sent the money to
No.
have a man.
No, that's not your man, and you don't want to lead the
And
man
maybe
on
he sent it out of guilt
all
too.
the
Hey,
way
if she
down. You
ain't
don't
done
want
for him,
to
then she deserved that money.
Yeah, that's the least he could do.
Yeah. I think he sent it out of guilt.
All right. Now, y'all gonna get y'all
I'm
feelings
on an
hurt
old side with y'all, so I don't.
Wait, we gonna get our feelings hurt.
next
What?
week. Next week when she come out to be not who we think she is. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah,
Next
she's
week,
gonna
I hope
turn.
not.
Gonna
quickly?
turn on my boy Chaz.
Look, that's awful quickly.
Hmm. Yeah, on the way from Oregon all the way
Uh-huh.
down to Kentucky. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be just that quick. It's gonna be like,
Oh,
who you
okay.
on the phone with? Who you on the phone with? Why you ain't talking to me? Yeah, it's gonna be all that.
So before the plane lands, they're gonna have some issues, huh?
Yeah.
Is that what you're predicting?
Oh, they
Oh,
flying.
she
My
might
bad.
be
I thought
right.
they was
Is
driving. I thought they
she
was
not going
driving.
to Kentucky
Yeah.
right away? She not going to a halfway house?
Nah, she done. I think she's going out.
Well, I know he
They're
No.
said she had
getting
to her
married.
parole or
Yeah.
probation officer, so they're gonna get married, and then he's gonna take her there. So I didn't remember hearing them say anything about the halfway house,
Okay.
but I guess she's gonna be on parole
But
or
you know
probation.
one thing that I
Yeah.
liked
She.
about her was that she when it was time, like after she hugged all her friends, hugged everybody, said, "Hey, pet the dog."
Mm.
got the gifts, gave him his stuff. She like, when are we leaving? Like she was the first person that came out of jail that wasn't all about where's my friends, where's everybody else. She was like, when we leaving? Like, glad I got to see y'all, but I'm with my man now, so let's go. You know what I mean? So that's what made me feel good about her too. But I hope that it don't change.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, so I
I
guess
hope it
go
doesn't
ahead.
either. I hope they're the. I just said I hope it doesn't either. I hope they're the successful story.
I know the
Yeah,
one we've been finally waiting on.
yeah. So hopefully they can have longevity,
Yeah.
Brittany and Marcelino. Even though I have my concerns about their relationship, but they've stayed together for years.
Yeah.
So hopefully they
Brittany
can.
and Ray still together, I wonder?
You know what? I don't know.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
I heard about them. He cheated. So
Mm-hmm.
Brittany and
Yeah.
Marcelino still the only one so far.
Yeah. So we'll move into Harry
Well,
and
is that
Indy.
really a surprise?
I'm sorry.
I'm on an old tablet. I'm going to try my phone.
Okay. Well, we'll see you back in a second then. All right. So I think she's frozen or trying to get out. Okay. So next couple was Indy and Harry. Right. Okay. So we see them. They're going to like this entertainment center, where you can do rock climbing and all this other stuff. Which I was like, okay, this is cute. They're going on a little date. They're having a date night. Very cute. So we see them arrive, and then Harry has a little confessional where he admits that he's messing around with two women. Right. All right. So Indy, she starts talking about them having babies. She's enjoying the time. You could tell she's having a good time there. And she decides to take the conversation a little too far and starts talking about having babies. Which, of course, Harry wasn't necessarily into that conversation. And then it shows like a clip where he's talking to the producers. And the producers are, asking him questions, about birth control and stuff like that. And Harry was like, "No, you don't think how you worded was something like you don't need birth control when you practice the pull-out
He
method."
said they're not wearing condoms.
Yeah, that's what it was. I'm sorry, I was getting the conversation a little bit mixed up. Yeah, and then he was saying that his form of birth control or whatever is the pull-out method, and they kind of laughed because we all know that is not reliable. Um, and so the next thing, well, we watch them. They do like this bridge exercise kind of thing. I don't know how to describe what they were doing, but they were like up in the air, climbing and moving. And Indy's mood, they flash over to Harry and Indy, and Indy's mood has changed, and she's kind of walking away from Harry. And then we find out that Indy saw a text coming in from somebody with the name Terry, and then it had a bunch of heart emojis behind the person's name. So, she knows that's somebody, that's not his friend who puts heart emojis behind their friends. But, and so the producers ask Harry, who is Terry? And he refuses to answer. He won't say who she is. And so then we see it's the next morning. And so Indy is saying that Harry did not come home that night. So she's like, I guess he cheated on me again. And so we find out that he actually spent the night with Terry. And then here goes the good stuff. I think I said it, or one of us said it, that, when Harry was saying that he had slept with somebody at the halfway house. I could have sworn I said, I bet you it's one of the officers. He was in there blowing her back out. And that's sure enough what happened. He had started a relationship with like one of the COs at the halfway house. And she actually lost her job due to, this whatever it was that they had going on at the halfway house. And so she had brought it up to him and was like, I lost my job because of our relationship, and he was kind of like, not again, like, I know. And so we see Indy is in her car and she calls her mom, and so her mom could tell that something is not quite right, but Indy won't tell her what's going on. Okay. And she, she's just saying she doesn't want to reveal to her mom what's going on or whatever, but you can tell she's sad, she's feeling some type of way. um and then we flip back to Harry and Terry is pressuring Harry to end things with Indy. She's putting a lot of pressure on him. And that's where they ended this week. Okay, so let's hear y'all's thoughts.
Man. So I mean, Indy, he already been showing that he ain't a good dude or whatever. So do I feel bad for her? Yes, because her heart is still in it, even though her mind is telling her she needs to get out of it. Um, she knows that it ain't right because she said even though she said she love him, and even though he still keep doing all this to her, like she don't know why, but she still love him or whatever. And that's what the heart will do to you. Like sometimes you gotta attempt to listen to the brain, but it ain't always easy. Um, so I feel for her because I've been in them situations where it's like, oh, I should have left, but I didn't because the heart kept saying, well, maybe it can get better and this and that. But in reality, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to when it's as toxic as they have become. Um, I really feel like first of all, Harry makes me mad when he keeps saying this lady. I'm like, that's your girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? He keeps saying this lady. I'm like, he like that lady. She really love me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, quit calling her that. Because that sounds like somebody you don't even know. Like if anything, use her name because that was driving me crazy every time he says that. But I feel like that girl Terry is gonna be just as like kind of controlling like as what you call it gets because look how she pulled out the sheet and was like, all right, make a block, tell me, like let's go through your goals. Now mind you, that's a good thing, but at the same time, like I mean, y'all ain't been in a relationship that long either. And then, I don't know, it's just something about her. I feel like if he get out of the relationship with Indy and jump into it with her, the only difference is she might not have a kid. I don't know. But I feel like she ain't doing this. She might not be doing the psychic stuff because I don't think it's a lot of people out there like that you just gonna run into back to back. But I feel like she is kind of controlling and she's gonna be probably pushing him. If she don't like what he does, if he wants to be somewhere with no rules, he don't need to be in a relationship because it looks like she ain't gonna be tolerating that, not coming home, you going out with your boys and then not coming home. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff that he's been doing with Indy. I feel like she's gonna be less likely to tolerate it. She might kick him out even quicker than kick him to the curb quicker than Indy. So his best bet between the two relationships, I would say stay with Indy because you still can do whatever you want and come home. Um, but at the end of the day, he just needs to be single. He needs to be single, go out, have his fun, and when he's tired of doing what he does, then be in a relationship. Because I think even if he get in a relationship with Terry, he's probably not gonna be faithful to her either, like a one-on-one. Because she's going to get more serious if he gets rid of Indy. She's super serious
Yeah.
now because she's trying to get rid of Indy, but I feel like it's gonna get worse once he gets with her. It's gonna be like, okay, no phone calls to other people, no, you know what I'm saying? She's gonna get more controlling. So I'm like, I hope he's smart enough to see some of that, but I don't know. I think whatever she doing in bed must be great because he, you know what I'm saying, was willing to let Indy walk away and he didn't even care that she was like, well, you gonna get some tonight. So he's like, eh.
Yeah, that kind of bothered me, like his reaction to her saying that. I was like,
Mhm.
oh.
Yeah. And that's what I'm
But
saying.
then
Like,
he told her to wash it.
oh,
Yeah. He was like,
yeah.
oh, the stinky from the gym, huh? I was like, y'all
I
Yeah.
was
ain't
like,
even doing
wow.
anything to make her sweat.
Yeah. And
I,
that's why I'm
I,
like,
I don't know
oh,
because I don't participate in activities like that being in it. I'm not doing it.
well,
So,
I mean, but all the things that he says and she sticks around, I'm like,
yeah.
you want to be in a relationship and still be you, she's the better person than the other girl. Cause yes, she gonna keep saying she want this, she want that, but she's not gonna stand up for herself. I think the other girl will and be like, you can get out of my house.
Yeah.
So, but I think the other girl is gonna be just as. She might not be like, oh, let's get married right now or let's have a baby right now, but I guarantee you, he's not gonna avoid the controlling. Like, don't be staying out late. Who you talking to? All that kind of stuff that he don't want nobody to do to him. He gonna get that from her too, because she's showing it to me by the way she talks. And the fact
But
that
I
you
mean,
knew he had a girlfriend when you came in, you the side chick. You can't force him. You know what I mean? If he don't want to leave, you came into that with him being in a relationship.
yeah, but
You
I
gotta come
also
in and pick
think
it
that
up.
that's Indy's downfall too, is that she just lets him just walk all over her. And she will say something, and then when he gets angry, she backs down on it. But I don't know. My thing is, if we live together at nighttime, you need to be at the house.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's so comfortable with doing it, and we've seen him do it multiple times,
Yeah,
That
that's
is
why
how
he should
he's
leave.
just walking all over Andy,
Yeah.
but he knows she's not going to go anywhere. Hopefully, if he moves into a relationship with Terry, he will understand that she probably ain't gonna play those games. You're gonna have to do right.
But I don't think he wants to, because he doesn't want somebody telling him what to do, and I don't think she's gonna be allowing him to be using his phone and you know what I mean. Like if he has anybody else potential on the side, or if he meets somebody and wants to talk, like I feel like she's gonna shut that down, and I don't
Yeah.
think that's what he wants right now. And that's
Well,
what he said.
issue one is once he break up with Andy, he gonna have to give Andy back that phone.
Yeah. But the other thing is that, like, for her, like, and that's one of the things I always feel like with men or women who are on the side that come in and try to break up a relationship.
Hmm.
It's like if you accidentally did it because you didn't know, okay, whatever. But when you knowingly go into a relationship with a man or a woman, knowing that they are married or in a relationship, if they will leave them for you, what do you think they're gonna do to you if they meet somebody else? And that's why I'm like,
Exactly.
I don't even trust those kind of relationships. Like, I don't want a man to leave whoever for me. And you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, oh, I got this prize, because 9 times out of ten,
Right.
he ain't no prize because he cheated on me. He'll probably cheat on you too.
Right.
So she's got to be controlling to make sure he don't go nowhere and cheat on her. And that's
Yeah.
why I said, like, it's not gonna work because she know how she got him. So she's not gonna trust him either.
No.
And
So
I
is the,
for
oh,
Andy.
yeah. Is the reason that she didn't get charges pressed against her is because it was in the halfway house and not the actual prison?
Probably.
Probably.
Because
Yeah.
she just lost her job. Because remember, the other chick, she lost her job and got parole and
She's in jail in a
Yeah,
prison.
because
yeah.
I think that's what the difference is. Because I know when they are actually prisoners, that they can't give you consent.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So I was like, well, why ain't she in jail? But yeah, we knew there was another lady,
Yeah.
and I agree with what you said, Reese. I mean, Indy's allowing him to be this way to her, and she won't put her foot down. And then she just keeps jumping too fast. Like, he's told her numerous times, stop talking about having kids and stop talking about being married. Although his wonderful pull-out method, I just was like, what the hell? When
All
he
right.
said that, I was like, oh my gosh, so stupid. And she's stupid. Sleeping with him like that. Oh, you already got 2 kids by 2 different men.
But look,
Why the
but
hell
she
would you
wants
put
the baby.
yourself in that situation?
Yeah,
So
for
she
some reason she
never heard of
wants that
mine.
baby, and then
She
she
wants
said
it
babies. I don't know if you caught it. So she's thinking she wants more than just one
more
child.
than just one.
Yeah.
Like,
She gonna
no.
have 3 baby daddies and 3 babies. Like, that's stupid. Because that ain't gonna
Yeah.
keep the boy.
It's
It's
not
not
going to
gonna
keep
get the
them.
first girlfriend that he had.
No. And that's just like the part, and you're too old for that. Like, be responsible. Just
Right.
be
But
responsible.
she's just intentionally creating broken homes,
Mm-hmm.
and
At
I
this
can't
point,
really agree with it. At this point, that's what you're doing. Um.
right. And that's just so wrong. That's wrong for that child.
Mm-hmm.
And it's wrong for
Yeah.
yourself. And it's wrong for your daughter. And it's
And
wrong
then
for all the other people. It's wrong for everybody. There's no person that gains by you intentionally having unprotected sex with this man who keeps telling you he doesn't want kids.
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
you keep having unprotected sex with him too. He's having unprotected sex with you. So y'all are both being irresponsible. But you
Mm-hmm.
know better because you're older and you've already been through it. So why keep putting yourself through that? I just don't get that. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Yeah, absolutely. So the scene in the car when I think she was trying to get some sympathy, where she's like, I've moved here. I had a support system where I was. Then you should have stayed your butt up there. I don't feel bad because you done ran to Ohio twice now. And then she's like, and
No.
then my daughter has gotten attached. But who made that connection? Your daughter
Right.
didn't run to make that connection. You brought that man
Exactly.
in there. Hmm.
Exactly. You should have left your ass all the way in Maryland and just had weekend trips in freaking Ohio and
Yeah.
kept it at that. And then when he actually said, hey, can you move here? Hey, can we start something? Although I'm not a fan of that either. But if that's really what you want, is that type of commitment a ring to say that you're going to make it better or it's going to be for real or whatever, then at that particular point in time, you make that decision then, but not before. Like, he didn't even ask you to move there. And that's another thing. Like, it's just crazy. That just feels so chaotic to me and so unhealthy and so wrong in so many levels. And the
It is.
fact that he's truly serious about the fact that the pull-out method is birth control was totally, I was like, oh my God. He said it was documented proof. Documented proof. You know what's documented proof? Pull-up method doesn't work. That's how I got my daughter. By using the pull-out method. That's the first birth control. But yeah, oh my gosh, that's crazy. It's crazy, 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 crazy. So I don't really feel sorry for her. I feel like she knows better, but she's into the pain. So he finna whoop it on her good. He finna give her all kinds of pain.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's all about instant gratification instead of just taking her time and going through things. Because what you're doing, sis, it's not going to equate to what it is you want. If he's behaving this way right now while y'all are dating, imagine what he's going to do if y'all got married.
Well, and then not only that though, he already has discussed about sleeping with you.
Yeah.
Like when she was so excited, oh, you know what that means they're gonna do tonight, and he was just like, ugh. I hope you wash it first. Ugh, ugh.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, what the hell?
Right.
Hey, no.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Mr. Sean, let's hear your thoughts on Indy and Harry.
Well, I don't think Indy believe in psychics. No, because the psychic in the hometown told her he cheated and pretty much said that ain't gonna work. But she still moves up there and she had the relationship, still continue to have the relationship with the man. The psychic, that two of them went together and saw the psychic. That psychic told her pretty much don't rush it. Basically take your time. But yet every time she get a chance to, she talked about babies, making babies, getting married, and all this type of stuff. Then she don't believe in her parents because her mom had told her, basically don't do it. So she, did it anyway, moved up there. The not Harold, Harry's siblings and mom pretty much was telling her she's just hard headed. She don't want to listen to
She's
nobody.
very hard headed. Very.
She thinks that I don't know the world revolves around her, everything. Oh, that's what it was. That was funny about Chaz because he was talking about unicorns and something. About their relationship, and that's what I think she is. Indy is in that fantasy world, everything's and sprinkles, poop sprinkles. But she needs to grow up, and walk away.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because how she was on the phone with her mom, and her mom, parents can sense. And if not parents, your friends can sense, people that talk to you for a long time, they can sense when you're not in your jolly mood or, when you're in a bad mood or something's wrong. And then so the mom sensed it. And because she wants to hold on to her pride and don't want to hear, I told you so, but I don't want to hear I told you so either, but yet still, suck it up, listen to your mom, let your mom say I told you so, and you just take yourself back home to Maryland with your daughter where you have your family support. You have that support. And hopefully you get yourself another job. Until you do get a job, your family is there to support you. Because right there where she's at, that relationship don't work out.
Right.
Oh, girl can kick her out the house because you ain't my sister-in-law. So you don't have no support mechanism, and so she's stuck on that. Now the pull-out method. When he said that, the first thing came to mind was you're an idiot, man. It just is pathetic.
I've been waiting to hear your opinion on this because I was like, Sean is going to be interesting.
Yeah, because ain't no pulling out. Ain't no pulling out. And then I was like, okay, if you on top and you trying to pull out and she wants to have a baby, she's not letting you pull out. So that ain't working between the two of them. And then if she's on the bottom, I mean, yeah, if you on the bottom and she on top, you ain't pulling out either, so you ain't gonna push her off because she ain't gonna get off because she wants to have a baby. So so that pull up thing, I don't think that's working out. But hopefully they don't have any kids because he don't want her. He clearly don't want her. Because like you said, how you gonna tell somebody to make sure they wash themselves? If I was her, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take a shower, but you need to take one too.
Right.
Yeah, because we both getting all funky up here, So, but the whole, well, even before that, because when they was driving up there, he was driving,
Yes,
So
again.
yeah, so I'm like, okay, dude, you just got a ticket. And she's
Right.
supposedly not letting him drive because he got a ticket, and and you got a ticket, so you get another ticket. That's another warning, or going towards your parole officer, and you got all this stuff, and they might stick some extra punishment on you, saying that you can't drive, you can't, well, you ain't supposed to be driving. They might stick something else on you, some other sanctions on you. But that right there had bothered me. Then when they get there, they having fun on the thing, and she's talking about now that I can trust you, So you trusting him now because you holding on to the harness and you walking across the line that built up your trust. That shouldn't build
Right.
up your trust. That should take a little bit more time. You're gonna trust somebody after what he did. But I get it. He wants to just openly trust someone and move forward. Hey, that's your own prerogative. Yeah.
All right, so we got Egypt now. She says, "Good afternoon. Hope all is well with everyone." Hey, Egypt. Thanks for dropping in.
Yeah,
Hey,
we'll see.
Yeah. It's been a
Hope
little while
everything
since
well
we
with you,
saw
Egypt.
her.
And so then with after that, and then they're sitting on the table and they're having a good little time, and then the phone, the text thing, and you have the girl's name, and you have hearts on it. If you're gonna do something like that, don't have the hearts on it.
I can't believe he had her name saved like that. And Indy is around.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just the
you
level
was
of
stupid.
disrespect. Yeah.
Like you want to get caught when you do that.
Right.
Yeah, he doesn't care, and he knows she's not going to do anything. So
Yeah.
why try and protect it?
Yeah, that's true too. That's the other way I was looking at it. That
I would have been like, pull up my name. Pull up my name.
It probably says something like annoying.
Look, I
know, right?
Have more hearts, more smiley faces, whatever. It better be on both sides, and then my name in the middle. And if it ain't, I'm done.
It probably says like Indy and then a bunch of frowny faces behind it.
No,
eye rolls.
no.
Yes,
No.
or the
Only thing it says. Only thing it says is the letter I. That's it. I.
You know what? She turned that into C. I'm with him.
Yeah. She
him.
Or she got a bunch. He got a bunch of clown faces behind the eye.
Crazy.
Yeah. So that's what he should have did. Put either have a symbol for that name, because he obviously who people are in your phone. So put a symbol. That symbol represents that person. And then if she would have saw it and be like, oh no, that's old boy from prison, something. But or say that's old boy from the halfway house, or that's my friend from the halfway house.
And but that's the thing.
Not with them hearts.
Yeah, because like when she caught him being inappropriate on the phone before, she let it go too easily, like her sister had said at that time. And if she had really put her foot down, maybe he would think twice about doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like Johnny said, he has no fear of her walking away and taking that phone or anything.
He love that lady.
Yeah, that lady. Yeah, that lady's not gonna do anything to hurt him.
Yeah, not that lady. Yeah. So then with the phone and because you have that part, but earlier last week or last episode when they was driving to see the psychic and going to see the baby mama, and India was tripping, and then he's like, oh, you need to let that go, so I was like, okay, that was just recently that you did it, and you got proof that you still doing it. Well, you were still doing it, but you upset that she's tripping because she can't let go of something that you're still doing. And now that we all know she's still doing it, because it was funny because with the text, and then she was able to see it, but she didn't see it. But the producers and them, they saw it and they put it up there, and she talked about she wants some eggplants.
Mhm.
So I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, he did. He did admit, I think, in the beginning that he had two girlfriends.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
I don't know who he was talking to. But he said, "I have two girlfriends."
Mhm. And then when they asked him about Terry, he want to act like he didn't want to let them know.
Right. No, I
But
don't want
then
to tell
later on,
you.
she comes up on the TV.
Right. Like that was just weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
So that was that. And then so then after that, you go ahead on and then you go ahead on and like I'm gonna take the consequences because old girl leaves and drives
Yeah,
off.
but he's also like what I've caught on to. When Indy brings something to him, he just, shows like, oh, he's so annoyed. He kind of takes it to a level where it's like, I thought you understood what was going on. And then she backs down and leaves it alone. And then he's able to do whatever he wants to.
Right.
So I felt like, with him, calling her insecure or whatever, then that was his way of getting out that night. Like,
Yeah.
let's take her on a date. And then now she's seen this. So now I have a reason to go because I don't want to deal with her attitude. I don't want to deal with the questions. I don't want to
Right.
deal.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because he was definitely grinning from ear to ear when they showed that picture.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen him smile that hard with Indy.
Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. And then when you get to Terry's house, now y'all done did what you did, and then the next morning comes. And at first, I didn't take it as her being controlling. I just took it as her being more demanding that he
She's more strong-willed. Yeah,
and
that's the way
being
I
more
kind of.
demanding that he steps up and
Yeah, that he does what he needs to do. Yeah.
right. And that's he's smiling and all that type of stuff. And when she said that she lost her job over this, and then he went back to his defense mechanism, and that is, oh, just get over it. Now, to me, I wasn't thinking about it until just recently. Uh, he want a girl to get over losing your job. He wants Indy to get over losing, him cheating. But I know this is going way left. But the fact that he held on to what his mom witnessed or did not witness about the abuse that was going on with the person, with the stepfather, but he was holding on to all of that, So now, when it's you don't want to let go stuff. But if somebody else doing something to you, or you done something to someone else, you want them to just let it go. Now, that's not
Right.
to me. That's not a good person, So,
Right.
but he needs to mature, and that's gonna be part of his maturing factor. Once he mature, and he be able to recognize that when people do him wrong, that he wants them to forgive him or apologize to him, then he also needs to be on a forgiving mindset when apologetic towards others when he do others people wrong, and don't just expect them to just get over it and let's move forward, because he holds on to stuff himself.
Yeah, but what? That's part of his childhood where he had to just let it go and move forward. So that's
Right.
probably where some of that is coming from. So he just needs some therapy to work through that. Um,
Yeah, that's
but
really
something else I thought about with this episode and watching them, um, I think he likes strong-willed women. Like if you look at his baby mama, I'm not talking about her physical appearance, but the way she is, you can see that she has taken a lot of care and taken care of their daughter. She's in, she's a very strong-willed person who is going to do whatever she needs to do. So I kind of get the feeling that maybe he likes strong-willed women, and maybe that's why he's doing Indy the way that he is, because she's not being very strong-willed.
well. I don't see it that
He's letting it
way.
walk
I
all over.
just see it that he wants to be with women. Period. He don't want no commitment because once a girl was because when he was talking about how he liked how Terry wants him to go forward and put stuff on paper, and then he likes that girl, that lady, and how she's a pretty woman and she's independent or whatever it is that he was saying about that. Uh, Once she continued to be showing her strong willness that she's not going to bend to him, he's going to find someone else to sleep with because he don't wants to be in a committed relationship, and he
You don't
just
want
doesn't
nobody telling him
want.
what to do either.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
too.
he doesn't. So we got Egypt now. She says he's doing way too much, sis. He's a perfect example of a dustish American. He is absolutely dusty. Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Everything he's doing aligns with that dustish constitution they have written up. I promise you, he's dusty. He's very dusty.
Mhm. Mhm. So hopefully Indy would move on, but I don't think she is. I think she is going to just stay there. One reason to try to prove her mama wrong, because she don't want to hear "I told you so," and she don't want to go back home a failure. And the other reason why she needs to go home, if she don't want to listen to anybody, if you paying all that money to go to a psychic and your psychic done told you all this stuff, listen to your psychic and let that stuff go, move on, because they try to tell us easy as possible that this dude is not going to be faithful and he's not going to be
He's
true.
not.
Yeah, so
He is not. He is not. Okay, so our next couple we have Radine and Rick. All right. Okay. So again, I like Rick. I do like him. They keep telling us that he does wild and crazy things, but so far I've just seen him being a good guy. He's got a little bit of wool over his eyes. I will say that. Okay, so Radine's furlough is almost over, right? And so we also find out that Kay has 4 more years in prison. So she's not getting out anytime soon. And so we see that Radine is talking to, I guess that's to her mom, right? And so she asks her questions, about her relationship with Kay and with Rick, and just trying to get some insight on, what her daughter's doing. And Radine does ask her, but she does answer her mom's questions. So then she goes into the other room and talks to her dad. And so he asks her questions because he's trying to really get down to it, like, because Rick is older than Radiant. So, he's just trying to figure out, do you really want to be with this man like that? Um, and so Radiant at first starts off by answering his questions. And then she's saying that she's tired of being asked the questions. So she don't want to talk about it anymore. And so then we see Rick and Radine, they go to an ice cream shop for a date. So it turns out that's the same place that they went for their first date, right? And so Radine says that she loves Rick and Kay at the same time. I do believe it's possible to love two people at the same time in a romantic way. Um, do I think it's fair for you to act on what it is that you're feeling for both people? No, but I do believe that it is possible for that to happen. And so she shares with us her childhood. So she says that her mom and dad split up before she could even remember. So now I'm wondering, who were the parents? Is the mom we've been seeing her true mom, or is that like an adopted mom, or I don't know what's
That's her
going on with that.
stepmom.
So then that's her real dad?
Yeah, that's her real dad.
Okay. Alrighty. And so, she also shares with us how drugs were a part of her life, early on. And so, she grew up and drugs became a part of her adult life. And, she says if it wasn't for drugs, I'm trying to think how she worded it. Basically, something like, if it wasn't for drugs, not to say that she didn't say her life would be better, but I think she said she needed it there to get her life. I can't remember how she said it, and I don't want to just say it wrong. Okay. And so we see Rick driving Radine back to the halfway house, right? And so, um, oh, so then Rick makes a statement about Kay in the car, and he says when Kay is released, he's gonna blow up Radine's phone the way that Kay blew it up when he was with her, and he was trying to say that you know, it was kind of disrespectful for Kay to be calling like this. And Radine is defending Kay and was like, well, it was Thanksgiving. She had every right to call. She had every right to be on FaceTime with me and stuff like that. And so Rick tells her that he feels used, but I don't think he used the word used. I can't remember the word that he said, but basically, like he feels used, like he's wondering, if this was all a big game because he's willing to send money and stuff. So he was like, was it just two girls, plotting to take advantage of me. And then we see him drop her off at the halfway house. And, he tells her she has a very short time left at the halfway house. I want to say it was 30 or 60 days. He said he'll be back to pick her up. And so, they hug and kiss in front of the jail. But what did catch my attention is like he was breaking down to you how he felt in that car. And then when they got to the halfway house, she was just about to walk into the door. He was the one who had to stop her to get the hug and the kiss. And so I did catch on to that, and I was kind of like, Radian, you could have embraced him instead of, just kind of walking up to the door. But okay, so I want to hear everyone else's opinion on Rick and Radian this week.
I think she messed up. She wasn't honest with him in the beginning. I think when she knew things with Kay were getting serious, I think he would have just appreciated knowing that she was there instead of being blindsided with all of it like then. He kind of, the part that trips me out about him is he seems wishy-washy. Like, it's like 1 minute he's like, okay, yeah, I can deal with you having a relationship with her, because why would you talk about when she gets out in 4 years that you're going to be okay with her going off with her and respect their time together? It's either you are or you're not, like you can't have it both ways. You either are going to be okay and be in this polyamorous relationship, or you're going to tell her like, look, when you get out, you need to make your decision. It's either me or her, and be done with it. Like he needs to decide what it is he wants. He told her, I love you twice, and she didn't say it back. I think it was more so because she was pissed. I think she does care for him in a sense. I don't know how much money he's given her. I can't remember how much he said that he's given her over the years. And I get confused with everybody's years timeline because they're the longest one, right? Like 4 or 5 years they've been dating in prison or something, or he knew her before she went to jail and she was in jail for so long, I think. So the fact that he's been able to tell her everything and he thought she was telling him everything, I think is where she messed up. And I think she just needs to own it, apologize, and just be open and clear about who Kay is to her and why she's so important in her life.
Okay. Any other thoughts on Rick and Radian?
Yeah. Radian, the bathroom scene, when they was in the bathroom and the stepmom was talking to her, and she was asking her questions about her feelings with Rick, or how she, we really love the man, or whatever it was, and about Kay also, and she's like, she feels that because the mom had said she's going to be in there for 4 years, in prison for 4 years. And then Radian was saying that, this is my opportunity to wait on her. And the mom was like, well, nobody waits that long. And then she was saying that Rick waited 4 years for me, so I can turn around and wait 4 years for Kate. So when she said that right there, I was like, oh, Rick, you need to let it go. Because if y'all two going to be in a relationship for 4 years, and during this 4 years, she's still going to be in a relationship with Kay while Kay is in prison, then y'all really ain't going to be in no committed relationship, because Radian wants to have her cake or her Kay and eat it too, and then the father was talking to him, was trying to say, well, that three-way relationship is really never going to work, because one person is going to be jealous and one person is going to be upset, and you really can't please both people. And to me, especially when she wants to be with Kay and she wants to be with Rick, but Kay and Rick can't be with nobody else, so she's the only one that's going to be having the both people, and everybody else have to wait their turn with her. Now, we don't know how Kay feels about it, but I think Kay have a problem with it too, because when she was talking to her dad, she was saying that I'm tired of being pressured from all points. So I was like, all points. So I took that as not only was her parents trying to get some information from her, Rick, but Kay also. So I'm thinking
Yeah.
Kay might not want no relationship, just you out there doing your thing, while she's in prison being faithful. Now, uh, so then she goes outside smoke, and then we get to the car scene, and Rick wants some answers, and she pretty much dodged the answers, the questions. She answers, and then turned about the money because he's like, "Oh, it's all about the money," and she's like, "Oh, so you about the money?" He's like, "Well, what are you saying? Well, that's how you feel. You think I'm about the money?" She ain't answer the question.
Right.
What about us? I think he probably should have reframed some of the questions differently and just came straight out and asked her, "What about us?" Because I can't deal with someone else in the picture. It had to be me and you. Because I do agree with Johnny. He is wishy-washy on that part about how 1 minute he don't have a problem with it, and then the next
Right.
minute he does. So he needs to be open and honest about his feelings as well, and just let her know, "Hey, I can't do this. I just can't do this anymore." So
Yeah.
you got 30 days to figure out what you want to do when you come out. If you want to be with me, let me know, and we can go forward. If not, then you wait 4 years for Kay and y'all can go do your own thing. Because I can see how you would think that those two women got together and they was plotting on him to get the money so they can have money on their books. And then so he be taking care of both of them. And then is Kay doing that to some other guy to where, they getting all their money and everything they need from these men. But he needs to step up too. If you're not going to be able to handle that situation, just let her know and then move on because you're getting old. You're already old, but you're getting older, and this time is running short. And go out there and try to find someone that might be interested in you. And willing to have a relationship with him. Matter of fact, he did do with his roommate because she seems like
That's
she's
what I was about to say. He probably has an easy pick right there if he's
Mhm.
into her. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
'Cause it seems like she would probably go for him.
yeah, yeah. So, but other than that, I just don't. I just feel bad for Rick, and then for Radine, I feel bad for her too because she needs to make up her mind, and she wants to do whatever she wants to do because she's quick to say, "I can do whatever I do whatever I want to do," So, but she's not willing to step up and go forward as well, and leave that lifestyle alone, or find someone that's willing to accept, you know, being in a relationship with you and Kate and sharing, So, move to Utah. Go to Utah. Yeah, so she can get away with that in Utah. Marry
Yeah, she
both
could
of them.
do that in Utah. Yeah, she
Yeah.
could.
No,
Hmm.
I think it's just the men that had the multiple wives. Not women don't have the multiple husbands.
Oh no.
I
Oh.
don't think it worked like that.
Oh. Oh.
Well, she could
That.
find a polyamorous community. I know they do have those communities where she can have fun in there. So I don't know. But Reese, what were your thoughts on them this week?
Yeah, but she want her cake, but she don't want them to eat no cake too.
Mm.
Right.
So I don't know if it's gonna work like that. You can be polyamorous. I don't think you're gonna be just like you stay faithful to me and I sleep with everybody. I don't think nobody gonna go with that. But um, not too many additional thoughts. I mean, yeah, I pretty much laid it out. I think I agree with Sean. Rick needs to just finally make a decision and pull the cord. You know what I'm saying? Pull the plug because she's made it clear that Kate ain't going nowhere. She's never made it clear that she don't want him to go nowhere. And to me, that would hurt my feelings enough that I think if my heart ain't, I mean, I guess his heart's still wrapped in it, but I mean, it's better to walk away now than to give it another couple years and then realize like, or to give it all the way up until Kay gets out just to realize you don't want this. She still wants Kay. I mean, it could be that her relationship with Rick causes her not to want Kay after a little while, but that's a risk. So it's like if he's willing to take the risk, then I guess go ahead. But if not, he want to get hurt, then I would let it go. Other than that, I don't really got much else to say. I'm not a fan of Radian, so he treats her so good, and she still like still isn't. It's not enough. So it's like, I ain't really feeling it. I don't have nothing else on them.
Okay.
Yeah, because the thing that got me was what I was saying about she was avoiding because he had asked her to make the statement. So I'm your safety net. And
Mm.
then she was like, "No, you're not." And then to me, she pretty much defined what a safety net was, and saying that that's what you are. So basically waiting. She's going to be waiting on Kate until she gets out. And even I think if they was to get the relationship was to be popping in them 4 years, I think Kate would come out and Kate would convince her, well, hey, that's not fair. You still got to give me a chance to show you that we can have what you and Rick have, or I can do better. And then I think she probably would try to convince Rick, well, yeah, I gave you 4 years, so let me give Kate a year to see, so I can see which one I really want to be with, because Kate's free. Now,
Okay, so a thought that also came across my mind is that if Kay is going to be locked up for the next 4 years, what's to stop Kay from getting a girlfriend in there?
yeah, that's true. And are you going to put money on K books?
Are you going to put real money on Kay's books? Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Very interesting. All right, so our next couple was Lacey and Antoine. I want to come up with a good impersonation of her voice. I don't know why but yeah, I want to do it one of these days. So one day I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna be talking like Lacey. Hopefully I'll be able to make this work. All right, so um we see Lacey and Antoine. They're still heading home from the prison. Antoine is talking about that he's got to smoke his blunt. We see that they're also smoking vape pens in the car, and then she does the weirdest thing to me. She tells him that she has a gift for him that she made, from scratch for him. And then she just whips out this Tupperware container of chicken teriyaki. I'm like, where did she get it from? Because it almost looked like it came from under her arm or something. I'm like, what? What? This is weird. And so she gives it to him. And let's get this straight out. Antoine is a jerk. Okay. But I do get why he didn't want to eat it. He was like, "This is cold. I want a hot meal,"
Wait
which I can
1 minute.
totally.
Wait
Mhm,
1 minute. She's a
mhm.
bigger jerk.
She
She's a
is.
Yeah, she is. She
yeah.
is, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
get to her jerk in a
Okay,
little bit
then. All
too.
right, then I'll go back
I'm
in mute.
getting.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
she.
I'm getting to it. Yeah, because she's terrible. And so he says he wants some hot food, but he doesn't want to go inside to go get the food, which I do understand. Like you haven't been around the public like that, you don't want to go in there. So she goes in and she gets their food. And so she comes back out to the car with the food and stuff. And he tells her that he wants to see his mom. So then here she goes, starting off with her mess. Now, this upset me. It upset me as a mom. It just upset me as a woman, period. I'm like, so she starts saying, how much money did your mom put on your books? How many times did she come and visit you? That's none of your effing business, Lacey. That is his mom. And if he wants to go see her, you should encourage for him to go see his mother. That is his mother. That's not one of his friends that he got locked up with. And now he wants to go run over there and go visit them. That is his flesh and blood. You need to knock it down. That's the way I felt about it. I did not like that at all when she did that. And so then she was like, your mom was the reason, why you did so much time in the hole and, for your whole attitude or whatever. That's your mom's fault. Shut up, Lacey. You don't have a right to speak on that. You don't. And then what also bothered me was when she was saying this, and I sat here and I watched y'all in the car. You just got this man out of prison. You smoking weed in your car? Y'all are driving down the road. What if y'all gotten pulled over? You are a bigger, worse influence to him than his mother is. You could have waited till y'all got to the safety of your home to smoke that weed. But instead, you was going along with it, letting him do it in the car. You know, I'm sorry. She just made me really mad during this episode. Okay. And so he calls his mom. She says that her and the dog have COVID. So he can't go over there and see his mom. So, he's kind of like, man, I can't come because, she's got COVID. So they arrive home, right? And so Antoine, he sees like the welcome home sign and all that other stuff. And, he's like, oh, you did this, huh? I'm just thinking, who else did it? But whatever. And so he says, I guess production asked him, but I don't know. Maybe they did or didn't. And so he says the home is nice, but it's plain. Yeah, and so he then FaceTimes his mom. So finally, found out what the mom's name is. The mom is Christy, which I feel like that kind of does fit her too, along with that other name. I can't remember what name we had came up for mom, but and so what was weird to me was we see that the grandmother is over there. So if the mom has COVID, I'm concerned about the grandmother being over there.
I think the
But
grandmother
They
too.
both had it.
oh, the
Yeah.
grandmother had it too.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. And, he says he wishes that he was with her. And you could tell that him FaceTiming the mom and him saying that he wished he could have been over there, it bothered Lacey. It really bothered her. And I'm just like, I need you to get out your feelings, sis. Get out your feelings. Because no matter what you think of her, that's still his mom. That's still his grandmother. You need to knock that off. So we get Egypt was laughing, and Egypt says, "Yep." I was like, "They looking to get locked up." Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what you were trying to do with him. And so then they end up having their sexy time. But it was funny to me because I still felt like Antoine really, I don't think he's necessarily just into her. But that's just my thought process on that. So I want to hear everyone else's thoughts on Lacey and Antoine.
I'm gonna go first real quick because I gotta leave in a few minutes. So it bothers me when women try to come between mothers and sons.
Mm-hmm.
I would never be that woman, and I would hope that my boys don't fall for women like that. You knew he was a mama's boy when you got with him. You do not know the ins and outs of why she did not put money on his books, or why she just was like, I've dealt with him being in jail for 10 years. I'm not going to keep doing this. He gets out, he goes back in, he gets out, he goes back in. You have no idea what she's done for him
Right.
all those times. And the one time she decided to be a little firmer. And maybe this time, if I don't put money on his books, he won't go back in because it won't be so great for him in there. I don't really remember, or maybe I didn't pay much attention as to why he was in the hole for 2 years. I don't know if that's because of COVID or what, but can you imagine being secluded like that, 23 hours by yourself, 2 years? That's a long time. And then you come out and you have this woman who just wants to be on you constantly. I already have issues with intimacy or being touched like that. So I can only imagine how he feels. And I think he's trying to get used to it. But part of him's just like, maybe it's still like a dream, like it's going to get taken away, or he's not really there. And it's not complete until he sees his mom. He wants to see his mom. And I just, she's annoying. And I can't wait for him to break her heart because he will. He will pick his mother over her. He's not going to pick you over his mom. And that's obvious because he even was getting upset with her for, why are you getting mad that I want to see my mom? Why is it a
Right.
problem that I go see my mom? And I don't see that changing. So if she's going to keep trying to make it a competition between herself and his mother, you will lose. Just like his mom was trying to let you know, you will lose. So I can't wait. I can't wait. And did he ever write back from that letter that she
No,
sent?
we don't know yet, but I'm willing to bet some money he probably responded to that.
Yeah. And I hope he did, because I don't like her. And
Yeah,
she
I don't
deserves
like her.
everything that comes her way when it comes to him picking his mama over her.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just horrible. I don't like her. So hopefully sexy time was 5 seconds,
Mm,
and he went back on FaceTime and tried to find his mom again.
yeah, exactly. Hopefully, as soon as it's over, he picked up that phone and tried to FaceTime her again.
Yeah.
I, I, I don't care for Lacey. I didn't care for her attitude and things she was saying on this episode.
Yeah. Hopefully mom called during sexy time and he pushed her
Yeah, I
off.
know. Everyone's FaceTime, yes.
Oh, well, I see you guys later. I've got to go.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, so any other thoughts on Lacey and Antoine?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with y'all. Like he did some stuff that was kind of jerkish, but she's a way bigger jerk because she
Yeah,
legit like all the stuff she was doing. Like I would really understand if it was his friends he was saying this about, but it's his mom. Like man, get over it. Like the dude is if he wants to be with you, then the mom ain't gonna be the issue. It's his friends or his, women that he may date, but not the mom. Like, I mean, that's his mom. He just want to go hang out, whatever. His maybe for him, his mom is fun. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what he wants to go do. But she's just so I don't know.
it's like she's allowing whatever issues she has with the mom um, come off at a time it don't need to come off. Whatever your feelings are towards her, leave it alone. Let it be. You'll be able to get that out and say that. But the day that he gets out of prison, for you to be trying to push off your
Mhm.
feelings and trying to make it seem like his mom is a bad influence on him. No, right now you are being the terrible influence because as
Yeah.
his woman, you should be like I said before. No, babe, let's wait till we get home to do this. But instead, you're driving around smoking weed with this man,
Hmm.
or at least he's smoking it. And then how did he get it? You gave it to him.
Hmm. Yeah, she smokes weed though.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, I mean, I don't have a lot to say about them either because I'm not a fan of that couple either. But
yeah,
um, like, okay, you talking about the mom was a drunk, was an alcoholic, all this stuff. Like, that's fine. But his relationship with his mom, his relationship with you have nothing to do with each other. Two separate things. And I
right,
feel like that's family. At the end of the day, y'all break up. You don't have his back. His mom do. So it's
right.
like
Yeah, and
I'm not
and
gonna try to
like
draw a wedge like she's trying to do.
yeah, like you said, that's his mom. You are the girl. His love for you two are completely different. He
Different.
loves her. That is his mom. You are his woman. But you got to realize he can get another woman. He can't get another mom. So you
Mm-mm.
need to be mindful of what it is you're saying to him. I'm not trying to say if his mom does something, she shouldn't speak on it. But you got to realize
Mhm.
or try to figure out what you need to be speaking on and when and how to do it. He just got out of prison.
Mhm.
Now it's not the time for you to try to turn him against his mother.
Yeah.
It's just not the
And
time.
then and then her when you was talking about the voice, it just reminded me the one scene where she was on the couch. Oh my gosh, I was like, that was such a turn off. And it was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Yay, cuddly," or whatever she did.
Yeah, take
Cuddles.
the
Like,
hat off. Take the hat off. Because see, she has that like New York kind of or whatever northern accent with it
it
too. I'm
is
like,
some weird, like high pitched voice, more cuddling, cuddle time, or something. I was like,
mm-hmm.
I think just if I was on TV, I'll probably limit like some of my goofy things that I do, like that type of stuff, a little bit, because that's what the world gonna see. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, that ain't for the world to see you being like cuddle time, and you a grown, really grown woman.
Right.
But other than that, like that annoyed me too. I was like, ew, I would have lost all like need and want to kiss and stuff if after that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like he's not at that point right now where your goofiness or if I don't know all that extraness, it
Right.
might be too much for him right now.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm glad to see I wasn't the only person that was looking forward to Antoine to break her heart. Because the way I thought it was funny when she did the chicken teriyaki just came from out of nowhere, and then she gave it to him, and he looked at it, and he's like, "What am I supposed to do with this?" Because I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't want no cold food. I thought she was gonna
Right.
save that till they got to the hotel, or oh well, got back to the house or wherever they was gonna go to, and be able to warm it. Because that's when she was cooking it, and she brought it with her. I thought that's what she was gonna do. I thought she cooked it at her house and she brought it to the hotel. And then once they leave the jail, go straight to the hotel. They can do their little thing, and then they have some food there. That's what I thought the whole plan was. I didn't know she was going to take it out of Kumbaya and give it to him like, "Here you go," So,
Yeah.
and then she seemed like she was irritated the fact that he didn't appreciate it. Now I get it. Yeah, slaved over the stove, you know, and she probably did clean her stove after she done finished cooking, unlike some other people. But so you done slaved over the stove and you done give this here man this here food, and he like, what I don't want that. So yeah, I can see how that hurt her feelings. But after she did what she did about the whole mama thing, I was like, oh no, mm-mm. You talk about the mom's a bad influence, but this man, like you had pointed out, smoking a blunt in your car, and they had the can blur, so I don't know if he was drinking also in the car, but if he was, she gave him all this stuff, and the windows looked like the windows was up, so that means that.
Yeah, it was weird the way she presented it to him. She said
Hmm.
that chicken tetrazzini was. I'm sorry, I called it chicken tetrazzini. Chicken teriyaki was giving cray cray to me. Okay.
Uh-huh. Hmm. And then you had the windows looked like the window was up while he was smoking, so that
Hmm.
means that she's getting the contact high, and he kind of swerved, according to him.
She
Hey,
smoked too, so she was probably already high.
oh, she was already high. Oh, okay, I didn't know.
Probably.
Uh-huh. So that's it. She's a smoker, but she has a problem with the mama being a drinker. So she put the mama business out, saying that the mama's always drunk. Because then that caught me because when it was at the house, she was drinking rum and coke, and I don't know what he had, but I had to pause it, and I was like, "Oh, that looked like a liquor bottle," and then it had the Coca Cola um,
Yeah.
next to it. So to me, rum and coke. Now it might have been something else she was mixing a coke with, but I don't know. But so y'all partying alcohol, and if alcohol, weed, so all that stuff going on at your house, and you don't want him to go to anybody else's house, and supposedly his mom is a bad influence on him. No, you're going to be a bad influence on him, and if you want to continue to do that and let him be able to do what he want to do, eventually she's going to get tired of it, and where
Yeah.
he's going to go home to mom, and so that's going to be that. Now, she was tripping me out when she was talking about she spent the last 2 years of her life waiting on him to get out of prison, and she don't want nobody, not even his mama, to come between her time with him because she earned that time. I was like, nah, she gave birth to this man, and
Yeah.
she had 28 years or however long he been, how old he is of him, and he just want to spend a little time with his mom. And if she would have just let him, well, when she found out that she had COVID, to me it looked like she had a little smirk in her face that she was trying to,
She did.
yeah.
She did.
And it was to me, it
Did
sounded
she
like she
say
was
she was happy? She was kind of happy when she found
not,
out.
Well, she said, not that I'm happy, but it was like I'm not happy, but
yeah,
now he can't go over there.
Yeah,
yeah,
she happy.
but yeah, yeah. In her heart, she was probably doing jumping jacks and somersaults in her mind, like yeah. Or she probably was like, "See, that what you get. She's
Yeah.
sick. It wasn't meant for you to hang out with her. You was meant for me to be with me." But so I was like, man, if he do cheat on her, and I'm not big on cheaters. I don't like when people cheat, but I'm gonna give him a pass. I'm gonna give him a pass because of the way she acts. Now it depends on how big is the cheating and stuff going on, but because of how she acted in that car about the mama situation, I was like, nah, that wasn't cool. That wasn't cool at all. Mm-mm. So yeah, so that was my thing about him and her. Yeah,
Mhm.
she ain't cool.
No, she's not. She's an evil person. All right. So then we had Tiffany and Kevin is the final couple. I'm glad that Chance and Taylor weren't on here. I wasn't pleased with what happened with them last week. I didn't feel like seeing them be toxic this week. So that was good that they were gone. So our final couple was Tiffany and Kevin. All right. So we see Kevin, he's pulling up to Tiffany. She's on a curb, but it did look like a different location because before it looked like she was sitting on a curb in a parking lot. But when Kevin pulled up on her, she looked like she was sitting on a curb on the road. But I don't know. And so, she apologizes to Kevin, and she explains to the camera. We see her in a confessional of basically how she got in trouble. There's drugs involved. And so Kevin asks her once she gets in the car, he's like, "Where are we going?" And she's like, "Home." He's like, "Where's home?" So it was determined that home was his place. So he asks her, he says, "So when you were going with Weenie, where was he taking you?" And she was like, "Home." And he was like, "But if home's my house, he was going to bring you to my house to get beat up at my house?" And so I kind of fell out laughing at that. I was like, that's funny. But we know good and well he was not going to drop that girl off at Kevin's house. We know that. She's going to go over to his house and probably let him blow her back out. That's what I think was going to happen. All right. And so they go back to Kevin's house. We see Tiffany. She's getting ready. She describes, trying to get ready and trying to purchase makeup while she was in prison. How she used to wake up early at the halfway house so she can get dressed before all the other girls and stuff. And then we see like the next morning they wake up. You know, I thought they had sex the first night, but I could have been wrong. But I know she did say that they definitely had sex that second night. And so Kevin, he gets up and he cooks breakfast for them, right? And so he admits that while they're sitting there trying to have their breakfast, Kayla keeps calling the phone, calling his phone. And so Tiffany, was just like, if they're going to be together, they need to cut off all everybody else, which Kevin did agree with. Excuse me. So which Kevin did agree with. But then we see Kevin go outside. It looks like maybe he's cleaning off his grill. He's doing something to the grill. And Kayla calls and he actually answers the phone. And then he says that he doesn't know that he's ready to cut off Kayla quite yet, which to a certain extent I understand what he's saying because maybe Tiffany has not cut off everybody else. But Kayla is so crazy. I think you need to cut it off. You probably just need to go ahead and cut that off with Kayla. Figure out a way, tell her you're going out of town, you're going out of the country, or something, because it's going to, I feel like, mess up things if Tiffany figures it out. All right, so I want to hear everyone else's thoughts on Tiffany and Kevin this week.
Well, I think he should have told Tiffany about Caleb um, at that when it was talking when it's agreed to cut everything off, and because I think that'd have been the perfect time to let her know because of the incident that took place because when he knocked the boy out. So and then if she was to be tripping on it, he can always have that over her. He's like, well, hey, you just spent all this time. I was supposed to come pick you up. You was ignoring me, and blah blah blah. But other than that, I I really don't have much to say about them two, because she. Um, oh, also, I think my real reason why I wanted them, I think that he wants to not tell her. I think he wants her to figure it out, and that them two will go to blows, Caleb and Tiffany, and whoever win the fight, that's what he's going to go with. So that's what he's waiting on.
Oh,
So
petty, petty, petty,
that's
petty.
right. Yeah.
So Egypt, she also agrees that the girl had a smirk about the mom being sick.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
She did.
So. So yeah. So that's what I'm thinking with what's his face. He's holding off. He's waiting. So when she start tripping, Tiffany start tripping. He'd be like, "Well, hold on. Caleb is on her way. And then I can also introduce you to my ex girlfriend, and y'all fight it out. And whoever wins gets me. I'm the prize." And then other than that, she knew she wasn't going to go have old boy drop her off at his house. They was going to go to the one that got knocked out. They was going to go to his house, and she was going to
Curtis.
be there. Curtis, yeah, was going to stay at
Curtis with
Curtis.
a K.
Curtis
Mm-hmm.
with K for knockout. Uh, yeah, so Curtis with the K. She was going to go to his house, and they was going to live together until she got tired of him, and then she went back to Kevin. So that what I'm thinking on that. And then plus, because she's saying that she was paroled to Kevin's house. Kevin could have been a jerk about it, even more so, and be like, "Well, hey, she's not at my house anymore. And I don't know where she at."
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to throw some shade. If he wouldn't have knocked her out, he could have just did that and just throw shade at her. And yeah, there's something there.
Yeah, I think that was the dumbest move. Like, if you paroled to his house, why were you trying to go somewhere else anyways? Like, that's so dumb. She should have changed her parole house if that was the case. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really have a whole lot either. I just feel like they have the potential to be cute, like a good couple or whatever. If he's gonna let go of whatever girls, Kayla and whoever else, And then if she's not gonna mess with anybody else either, they got the potential, I guess. It seems like they really like each other, and they were happy about the night they spent, and they seem to get along. So I mean, I guess they have potential too to actually be a couple that makes it possibly.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's being set up to let us know that Kayla is gonna come and cause some drama because he kept saying like, I can't let her find out about Kayla. I can't tell about Kayla now. And then he talks to her and he's like, I have to be gentle with her. And when she was like, let's go have lunch or dinner, he's like, okay, I'll let you know. And then it's like, he's like, I gotta do this easy because if I break it up too quick, she's gonna come over here and it's gonna start problems. It's just like, okay, just we TV, just tell us she's gonna come start problems. Because I was like, come on now, how obvious is it that that's the setup with this whole conversation and all that was about?
Right.
Um, and then old girl talking about how nervous she is and all this. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like it's just little subtle hints at the fact that old girl gonna come and act a fool, and then it's like no more drama, right? It's just too many little things. It's like, okay, it's either gonna be her or that dude gonna start some stuff. One, I think they both are probably gonna come start some stuff. I think we haven't seen
The
knockout
last,
with a K.
yeah, we haven't seen the last of Curtis with a K. I don't believe.
Yeah, he'll be back too because he was introduced a little too much. Like he had his own little scenes and stuff for him not to be somebody who's gonna come back. Just like old girl, how she was showing up a lot early on. It's because
Mm-hmm.
she'll be back too. We had to get to know her too. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think they're gonna be probably the most entertaining because they got the most drama. But if you were to take the drama out, I think between them and um, what's the other one? Brandy and Charlie, they have probably gonna have the most calm one too, unless there's drama that we don't know about coming. But it seems
Yeah, I
like
think
they're gonna be like calm too.
Aaron gonna be the drama.
Oh yeah, that's right. Never mind, I
Yeah.
forgot.
He's gonna
Aaron.
be the
Yeah,
drama.
Mr. Aaron Lurkin, and I put money on the books. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about it. Never mind. They got drama too. So everybody got some drama. It's either they got so the ones that seem like they could work got drama, and the ones that are obviously can't work got cheaters. So I don't know. It's either you got cheaters or drama, and then or somebody's jealous of your mama. I don't know.
Right.
I think he gonna cheat too though.
Yeah. I believe he's gonna cheat or she's gonna drive him away.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah. She probably drive him too cheap.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And then because she's a little bit older, because she's in her late 30s, early 40s, right? Lacey.
Oh, I thought
Um,
she was in her 40s. She's friends with the mom.
okay,
I
so
thought
she's
she
in
was
her
more than
40s.
like.
So she is an older woman. And then I think she also said she hadn't been married, didn't have kids. So she would be willing to stick around a little bit, I feel like, and deal with his mess. But she's going to try to put a wedge in whatever she can. But she's deceived. That's what
I
I
can see
kind of
that.
think is going to
I can
happen.
see that.
Yeah, but I think he's gonna do something next week because we's gonna make it to where we don't like him
Hmm.
because they're gonna turn it from her being the antagonist to him being the antagonist. Yeah,
Well, I mean, or they might keep it going and just let her be the villain.
hmm
I mean, she's doing a good enough job all by herself.
Yeah.
hmm
All by herself. She's doing it. So, absolutely. So, that was this week's show. Um, it was an okay show. I think the best show so far has been when Kevin knocked Curtis with a K out. That was the best show. He
Yeah.
knocked that pizzazz out.
Yeah. Last week was a good show.
So yeah, um, but it's getting better. We're learning the couples a little bit better, learning who we don't like, who we're rooting for.
Yeah.
So
I'm ready to see how Brandy acts.
yeah, I'm ready to see how she behaves now that she's free. And then I am interested in seeing how Radine behaves once she is truly free, like from the halfway house, and she's around Rick a lot more. More of her time is devoted to Rick. We'll see
hmm
how that goes and see if she changes towards him.
But they didn't show two couples, so um,
I know that we missed Chance and Taylor. What was the other couple? I'm not remembering.
the is his name Antoine also?
Mm-mm.
The one that
Oh,
was
Kayla and Martell.
Yeah.
Martell.
Yeah.
Yes, I forgot about them. But yeah, I didn't feel like seeing her dirty house this week, so that's
Nah, okay. Well, he moved in now, so it's clean.
yeah,
Yeah.
because he's keeping it clean.
Mm-mm.
Or
So
at
we
least he
think,
needs to be keeping it clean if he's being so particular about it.
Yeah.
or he
Yeah.
making her do it.
I'm a fair opportunist when it comes to cleaning. Believe, yeah. I don't believe that the woman should do all of the cleaning.
I think he probably does.
He probably do. He probably does. But I
Mm,
think Kayla will show him why he needs to participate in the
yeah.
cleaning
If
part.
not, she gonna yell at the top of her lungs. So if I would be like, yeah.
Uh-oh, here we go. Not the dirty house. Agent, you know that house was dirty. Oh, that pile of laundry everywhere. The
uh,
smell was nasty. Look like we ain't
Egypt.
kitchen floor in 3 years.
Uh,
It was crazy.
Egypt. We see you on clean. That house was dirty. Mm-hmm. You on that clean? Uh, mm-mm-mm.
Absolutely. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. If you guys are here, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Go ahead and hit that so you don't miss an episode from us. We're always here on Saturday recapping Love After Lockup. So like I said, I want to thank everybody for watching, and until next week, see you guys. Bye.